Hello, everyone. Welcome to Donna Just Being Real, the only way to be. And my channel is about dating, love, relationship, toxic relationships, and true crimes of passion advice channel. And today I'm going to be talking about true crimes. And the topic is caught on camera, woman murdered by apartment security guard after a night out. And her name is Sasha. So I'm going to read this article, and throughout the article, I'm going to voice my thoughts and opinions. And also, please hit the like button. And if you're new to this channel, if you like my commentary, hit the subscribe button and share. So we're going to get into this topic because this is really sad. And tell me, share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Do you see any red flags, things that could have been prevented? Okay, everyone, let's get it. Caught on camera, woman murdered by apartment security guard after a night out. 27-year-old Sasha Samsudean, I might be pronouncing her name wrong, so please read the description so you get the proper pronunciation of her name. 27-year-old Sasha lived in a luxury Uptown Place condominiums in Orlando, Florida, and worked as a social media manager. She was an award-winning charity volunteer and was described as a kind woman with an infectious personality. On the weekends, Sasha enjoys visiting local bars and restaurants with her friends, and sadly, it was one of those nights that her life was taken by someone who meant to protect her. A missed brunch. On October 16, 2015, Sasha went to the Attic, a popular nightclub in downtown Orlando with friends. By 1:45 a.m., she was exhausted and ready to call it a night. She said her goodbyes and began to walk 25 minutes home. Now, ladies and gentlemen, tell me, what do you think? She went to a nightclub with some friends. She's leaving at 1:45 a.m. and she says her goodbyes and she's walking home alone? And it's a 25-minute walk? What kind of friends are those? Sasha had planned to meet with friends for brunch later that afternoon, but she never showed up. By 8 p.m., no one had heard from her, and she wasn't answering calls or text messages and wasn't active on social media, prompting concerned friends to call the police and report her missing. Now, the friends, y'all was a little worried that when she did get home, she didn't text and call and say she's home safe. I'm just saying. I resume. When officers entered apartment number 345, they quickly learned that Sasha's loved ones had every right to be concerned. Wrapped in a blanket on her bed, they found Sasha beaten, strangled, and doused in bleach. This poor girl, this is insane. Although there was no signs of forced entry and Sasha lived on her own, the toilet seat lid had been left up. Guess there was a man in the house. Good Samaritans. CCTV footage shows a heavily inebriated Sasha stumbling home from the club before getting into an Uber with two unknown women. After seeing these photos on the news, they came forward to the police. The women didn't know Sasha. They were simply Good Samaritans who grew concerned after seeing this young woman walking home alone late at night and offered her a ride. That was so nice of these women. These strangers have more care about her than the friends she was with. I resume. But once they arrived at Uptown Place, Sasha realized that she had left her keys, phone, and ID back at the club. The night security guard refused Sasha access to the building, but another tenant eventually let her in, and the woman left, feeling confident that Sasha was safe. But she should have been, but she wasn't. Okay, let me change this picture. So sad. Harmed by the very person hired to protect. Although there was no surveillance cameras in the hallway stairwells, cameras show Sasha walking towards the the direction of her apartment, with the security guard trailing closely behind her. You see this creep right here? And he's a security guard. You see this creep? Mm-hmm. You monster. Okay, I resume. It was the last time that Sasha was ever seen alive. The security guard was 33-year-old Stefan Duxbury, a married former United States Air Force veteran, and detectives couldn't help but to notice scratches on his hands and bite marks on his arms as they questioned him. Hmm. And the man is married to Air Force. I will resume. Stefan told detectives that he accompanied Sasha to the parking garage to search for her spare keys, spare keys in her car, as she had forgotten the code to the lock on her door. He claimed that he escorted her back to her apartment afterwards and then returned to her post at the front lobby for the remainder of the shift. Mm-hmm. But surveillance cameras showed Stefan heading towards Sasha's apartment again at 5 a.m., just a few minutes after he searched how to override a lock. And I think it was called key locks. I'm going to show you the picture of this lock. This is the picture of the lock. So he basically looked up this lock. See how he can get into this lady's apartment. Okay, on Google. The same type of lock Sasha had installed on her. Oh, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second. I'm going to resume. So sorry. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so he looked up on the Google search the same type of lock that Sasha had installed on her door. Stefan wasn't seen on camera until again like 6:36 a.m. when he left Uptown Palace with 2 white plastic bags 35 minutes after his shift had ended. Inside Stefan's home, detectives found what did they find? Detectives found sneakers that match a shoe print found in Sasha's bathroom. There, he denied ever setting foot inside her apartment. Stefan couldn't explain why his fingerprints and DNA matches those found on the toilet lid and the nightstand and on Sasha's body. What do you think? And he's lying. DNA doesn't lie, sir. It really doesn't. I will resume. Stefan was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, attempted sexual battery, and burglary of an unaccompanied dwelling, and with assault or battery. In November 2017, he was convicted and given 2 life sentences, plus 15 years. Good. Ha ha. He is currently incarcerated at the Graceville Correctional Facility in Florida. This is like so many red flags. A whole lot of things could have been prevented. But let me just, ladies and gentlemen, I'll resume reading. Red flags and defective lock. Sasha's family sued Uptown Place Condominiums and Spectrum's brand. That's because of the lock. Now, let me show you the lock again. Okay. In the 5 months Stefan worked as a security guard at the Uptown Place, several women filed complaints of harassment against him, alleging that he followed them around the building and to their apartment. None of these complaints were ever investigated. What kind of crap is this? So there's people that was living in these condominiums was complaining about this monster, and no one done anything about it. So with them not doing anything about it, this monster, he killed her. He killed her. This could have been prevented. Oh, gosh. Nobody investigated the complaints. He should have been fired immediately. And several complaints? This is ridiculous. Oh, let me resume. Spectrum's brand manufactures locks a smart key deadbolt with Sasha had installed on her apartment door in 2013 article. Writer Kim Zetter reported that the lock was defective and could easily be broken into using just a screwdriver. Mm-mm-mm. It was the same article Stefan, this monster, had access on his phone before he broke into Sasha's apartment and attacked her. Mm-mm-mm. Ultimately redesigned their lock, though they denied that they were ever defective in the beginning. So the lock companies they denied that it was ever defective. Yeah, okay. I resume. A lasting impression. Sasha left behind her loving parents, Ken and Tara, and her brother Kenny. Ken and Tara now work with the Orange County Victims Advocate Program to help other families deal with grief. Kenny remembers his weekly dinners with Sasha, his sister, whose favorite color was red. The siblings would dress up in fancy clothes and meet every Friday. It was Sasha's favorite way of spending quality time with her brother. Kenny has been on a 6-year long journey learning how to cope with the loss so great seems that it had happened only yesterday. Just last month, he began his hike across Alpine Trail with a bright red necktie hung around his backpack in honor of his sister. So sad. Ladies and gentlemen, this shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have happened to her. Because I'm just trying to understand, help me to understand how she goes out with friends. They having cocktails. She's tipsy. I mean, when you go out with your friends, you can kind of tell if your friend is kind of tipsy or not. And no one is like, hey, we're going to take you home to make sure she gets home safe. They letting her walk home by herself, a 25-minute walk. And it was so nice of these good Samaritans that they seen this. And they was like, hey, come on, get into the Uber and make sure you get home safe. And then the person that is supposed to protect you to make sure you get home safe is this darn security guard, which you're paying money at this condominium that's putting money in his pocket, a paycheck. And this creep, this lowlife, he attacks her and then he murders her. This is insane. This shouldn't happen to this lady. And another thing, friends, when you go out with friends, you're supposed to go together and you leave together. You don't separate with your friends. That's a no-no. And I don't know what kind of friends these were. But oh well, at least they caught the monster. And he's in jail. And you ain't getting out. And they're going to take care of you in jail. Oh yes, All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Hit the like button. And again, share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. And stay tuned for more of Donna Just Being Real, the only way to be. Have a blessed one and be safe.